What's good, everybody? It's just your neighborhood angler, MoneyBass. We're not doing that thing we call Bass for Cash today, but I am out here in the lab getting ready for my tournament that will take place Saturday and Sunday. What is that? May 31st and June 1st on Clarks Hill Lake. So I need to get out here, get a few things organized, set up, and be ready to head out tomorrow because I will go out there, just do some scouting around, seeing what I can see on the lake, seeing what I can see on the lake, and see if we can bring in that 7-pounder, guys. You know that is one of the goals that I'm working on is getting that 7-pounder. So I don't know if you guys can see all of this stuff I have kind of laying around here, but we're gonna go through and just pick out the rods and everything that I'm gonna use. The ones that I'm not, just gonna go ahead and throw those in the back in the rod locker. But maybe I'll be here for like 30 minutes or so, see what you guys have been up to. Obviously, you guys have seen I haven't been on the lake this week because the weather has been kind of bad. There were a few windows where I could have kind of squeezed out there and got in a few hours of fishing, but I knew I was going to be fishing Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I figured we could slide in some Bass for Cash over the weekend, and have some fun with it. What's going on? We have Michigan Bully Life tuning in. We also have the burning season. He said, "What is this?" He said, "What's going on?" So I'm just out here in the lab getting ready for my tournament on Clarks Hill. He says, "Are you in New York?" No, sir, I'm not in New York. Clint Perry said, "Who is this guy? Is he an imposter?" He was like, "I don't really see his face that much." Yeah, I haven't been doing the in-studio live streams for a minute, guys. Been out there having fun on the lake. So those live streams have been a lot more fun. But like I said, I haven't been out on the water this week, so I wanted to hop in here, just let you guys kind of tune in, see what you guys have been up to while I get my everything set up and I'm ready to go for my tournament on Clarks Hill. So again, you're gonna see that I'm gonna tie on some bigger baits. Let's see. Let me show you guys what I went and picked up today. So this is a 6XD, and you know what? I already have one, but when I saw it, you know how sometimes you see different lures and it just makes you want to get another one, although you already have one. So this is one, this is the 6XD. So I plan on throwing, that's the color that I'll be throwing offshore. Trying to see if I can get some fish on those ledges. So when I was there, I saw this one. It looks very similar. So if you take a look at it, but that one right there, this is the sexy shad color, and this is just the chartreuse and blue. Pretty sure you guys know about that color right there. But I saw that one, went ahead and snatched that one. I'm like, maybe that'll work right there. What's going on? Burning Season says, "Money, 32 pounds won a derby up here. All largies. You're missing out." Oh, my goodness. Oh, yeah. That sounds like some good fun right there. What's going on, Drew? Good to see Drew in the chat. Soldier says, "Have you even caught a fish?" Man, it's hard out here. It's hard out here in these YouTube streets. I think I caught 1 or 2 fish before. I may know how to set the hook a little bit. Just a little bit. All right, so yeah, guys. Like I said, I'm gonna just be out here maybe about 30 minutes or so, just going through getting a few things set up. And there's something, oh, this is the other one. So this is what I went to buy. So this one right here is a 8XD. So I was throwing the 10XD at Lake Chickamauga, so you guys saw me throwing that. But this is one that I'll be tying on. I went and picked that up today, a 10XD, and also have the 6. So I keep a speed clip. I may have 2 cranking rods on for this tournament this weekend. The Burning Season says, "Is this the Hawk in this tournament?" No, he is not in this tournament. So this is another tournament with the Rod Benders Bass Club. So if you go over to FishX Live, fishxlive.com, download that app, you will see that this tournament is going to be set up for Clarks Hill, and it is currently pending. So there will be the live weigh-in on Saturday and the live weigh-in on Sunday. And as you guys know, I will be out there live so you guys can follow along with me during the tournament. So that's what I'm getting tied on now, some of the things that I plan on throwing. All right, Blaster says, "In them streets, more than sesame." There we go. I like that one. All right, Joe Winkler says, "Are you going to be live?" Yes, sir. I'll go ahead and do a live for you guys and bring you along. So I may not be talking as much. This time, at Chickamauga, I was like, I'm just going to go for broke. I'm going to either hero or zero going after that 7-pounder. And as you guys saw, I kind I didn't zero, but you know, I didn't really bring that many. I brought one fish to the boat. So this time I'll probably go ahead out there, get 5 fish, and then focus on getting the going after some bigger fish. Shout out to Clint Perry, the general of the money team. We have Redneck Yeet Yeet back in there again. Says, hey, Rippin' Rods. Oh, Rippin' Rods TV, what's going on? What's going on? Good to see you in the chat. Rippin' Rods TV, do you ever fish any tournaments? Do you ever fish any bank tournaments from the bank? Because we're going to be putting together some things like that through FishX Live. So I might reach out to you and see if you want to get involved in that, maybe host a few of your own, something like that. We'll see. We'll see. All right, Blaster says, all in. I see. Oh, yeah, we're still going for that 7-pounder. I'm not really fishing for points this year, guys. I still fish with the Rod Benders Bass Club, and I do the Battle of the Angler live streams. So if anybody is not familiar with that, just search MoneyBass Battle of the Anglers on YouTube, and you'll see the setup that we're talking about. Rippin' Ross TV says, "Oh, I don't host them, but have you?" Okay, so you do fish some bank tournaments. Okay, all right, good deal. Blaster says, "CP, the generous general of the money team." Shout out to CP. All right, Joe Winkler says, "You got to get a limit first to get your points up." I'm not even fishing for points this year, Joe. So I mean, if you look at my stats for, I think I'm currently in like 6th place or something like that. But I am not fishing for points. By the end of the season, I may be sitting in like 20 something, 30 something. Well, probably in the 20s or something like that. Because I probably won't fish all of the tournaments because I will be you know, doing a lot more lives and things like that. So we'll see. Guys, you see, I always, whenever I try to do these chats, I always end up more in the chat more than what I'm supposed to be doing. What's going on? Tyler says the bendation is real. Oh yeah, that is true. The bendation is real. Salted Fishing says, yo, congrats. You've grown your channel so much since I first subbed. Really appreciate that. So how many subs did I have when you first came to the channel? Oh my goodness. Jupiter, how are you saying hi from federal state prison? How is that possible? Oh my goodness. All right, Blaster said he is fishing for $4,000. Oh yeah. So I told you guys, so I'm gonna be throwing some crankbaits offshore. I have a Carolina rig. I'm gonna be throwing like a old monster, maybe like a 10 or 12-inch worm. I'm gonna be throwing some bigger baits. But you guys see what Joe said. He said go ahead and get that limit first. So I'm gonna get that limit first, and then we'll go after some of those bigger fish. Jupiter said, don't ask, don't tell. The burning season says, I've been a member for a couple of years. How time flies. That is so true. Let's see. Okay. Wow. Salted Fishing says, I think, so they were around when I was around 2 or 3K subs. Wow. So you've been around for a while, because now I think we're moving on up closer to 18,000 now. So the goal is to hit 20,000 as fast as possible. So really, really appreciate everybody for supporting the channel. All right, let's, here we go, guys. Do you guys see Mask Off in the chat? Mask Off is somebody that I'm going to be fishing against this weekend. What does he say? He says, why all of a sudden just the big baits? Do you see what it says right there? It says 8XD. I was throwing the 10XD on Lake Chickamauga. What was that, about 2 weeks ago? But I'm going to downsize it to an 8. I may hop back, and well, what I'll probably do is go between the 6, the 8, and the 10XD, just depending on how deep I need to get the bait down, and you know how much I want to beat up on those rocks and see if we can get a bigger bite. Salted Fishing says, you got this, 20K, no problem, with someone with as good of a personality. Oh, really appreciate that. I appreciate it. All right, let's see. Burning Season says Mask Off is doing some reconnaissance. That's right. You see him. He's in the chat. All right, guys. So, like I said, I'm just going to, I'm not going to stay in the chat. I'm going to start getting some things tied on, putting some of these rods and stuff up and out of the way. So right now I have things that I've been using on Lake Lanier. So that's what these are. So let me slide these out of the way without hitting the tips on anything. And then we're gonna put those back in the rod locker. All right, so top water. I think I will keep a top water bait just in case, because they could have some nice schoolers going on. And one of the baits that I like to throw is gonna be on this spinning rod. Let me get this thing loose. I didn't put these back in the rod lockers after the last time that I was out here messing around with them on the let me see. Oh, Salted Fishing knows about ripping rods. He says, ripping rods, if you're still in here, who won the giveaway? Mascot says, I'm just trying to get some tips. He said, MoneyBass won Megabass once before. Now, I've won Megabass twice. So the first time I won it was on Lake Gunnersville with a 6.5 pounder. That's back when the weights were when it took a 6 pounder or better to win. Oh my goodness, do you guys see it? Do you see it? If you see something, say something. Who is that? Joe, shout out to Joe Winkler. Joe, did you see the short that I put out today while I was at the gas station? Shout out to Joe Winkler. He said a little fuel money for the weekend. Really appreciate that, sir. Anybody in the chat, did you see the video that I put out this weekend? Well, actually today, when I went and filled up with gas. Did anybody see the little short video? But what I need everybody to do right now is put Joe Winkler in the chat. Everybody always give credit where credit is due. Want to give a big shout out to Joe Winkler. Strong supporter of the channel. I always appreciate you, sir. Oh, he said your short reminded me. Okay, so yeah, you did see it. I saw your comment. All right, Blaster saw. He said gas is so expensive. Right. Yeah, and then plus I put that additive in there. I put the whole bottle in there because I think it's for every 5 gallons you put 1 ounce in there, and I probably put like 50 so gallons or something like that in there. Shout out to Living Out Loud, the podcast. Good to have you in. So this is the top water bait that I'll have tied on, and I'll be throwing that on a spinning rod. Now this, I told you guys before, but I can't remember now what I set this up on. I know it has 8-pound line on here, and it probably has 8-pound braid on here. I went with that lighter line because the main thing with this is those schooling fish, they just have a way of coming up a good distance away from the boat to where you may not be able to reach them. But if they come up, whenever I have this rod right here ready, I can reach them. All right, what does Mascot say? He says, actually, I'm not tying on anything until we get to the lake. I know where you're parked at. Oh, that's right. That's right. But look, you see, I do not have, I'm not hiding anything. I'm showing you what I'm tying. Snoop says, did you oil that reel yet? I did not. So that reel, it's a 13 fishing Concept Z reel. I don't think the braking system in there is like a normal braking system. So I don't know if you just put oil in there or not. Does anybody know how to lubricate the Concept Z fishing reels? Yeah, if you can just oil it, then that's definitely what I'll do. But I don't think you just oil those. At least I don't think so. All right. Shout out to Joe Winkler. Really appreciate that, sir. All right, so this one right here, I'm gonna set this one to the side because I will go ahead and leave that one out just in case. You never know if there might be some schooling fish out there. Hopefully there'll be some 7 and 8 pound schoolers out there. All right, so the next thing that I'm definitely going to be using is going to be this setup right here. So this is my 711 medium heavy cranking rod, and I'm throwing that on a Lew's speed spool. And you guys see I was throwing that smaller crankbait on there the last time I was out on the lake, and maneuvering these rods and stuff around in here is a little tricky. But this one, let's just go ahead and get straight to the 10XD on this. So we're gonna, and what I'll do, I need to put a speed clip on here too so I can change these out. Texas Noob says that braking system is different. I have one of them. So how do you lubricate the brakes on that? Because it's like some type of disc looking brakes. It's not the normal type of braking system on there. Blaster says, that is a good idea, Money Bass. I'm going to maintain my fishing gear. I found 2 tackle boxes at a yard sale that need some attention. Oh yeah, man, you go to some yard sales and find a fisherman that is getting rid of somebody that just decided to not fish anymore, or maybe they just have some old stuff that they found in their garage and they're just getting rid of it. It's always a good time. All right, Texas Noob says, I barely use it, so I don't, so you don't even oil it. All right, so we're gonna put a speed clip on here. All right, let's see. Maskoff says, might gain some length on your cast if you do that real maintenance. Oh yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that would definitely help. All right, so we're in here to do a little cleanup. Let's see, do I want anything from here? Man, that buzz jet will definitely be lovely. I think I'm gonna have to throw that, guys. Well, let's get everything else situated first. But yeah, that buzz jet, that is one of the baits that I used to win the Mega Bass before. Blaster says graphite is a good lubricant. All right, so this, maybe you guys remember this if you watched during the expo. So this was a custom painted crankbait that came from, I think it was Long Creek Customs. So if you go to look on longcreekcustoms.com, you'll see some nice baits on there that you can check out. All right, so now got that done. What I need is a speed clip. So let's go over and that real quick. Let's see. RTS says Ollie's is a good place for some good cheap tackle. All right, so we got this speed clip out of here. So I'm gonna be throwing that on that 7-Eleven. I don't know if you guys will be able to see that right there, but that is a speed clip. All right, let's see. What's going on? We got Anthony Perez, the game changer, tuning in. He says, you're going to need more than that, sir. I'm coming for you. Uh-oh. All right, we got Anthony Perez in the chat, so he's going to be fishing Clark's Hill too, guys. So he's going to be out there. He's tuning in. He's spying on me. He's like, what's that Money Bass guy got going on over there? All right, so yeah. And so with these, I just pretty much tie a quick polymer knot. And for me, that polymer knot is quick, easy, simple, and it is very strong. It has worked for me for years, so I just keep on using it. All right, let me pay attention to what I'm doing, guys. So does anybody in the chat, anybody fishing a tournament or anything coming up? Oh yeah, Joe, if you're still in the chat, did you want me to help you get things set up so that you guys can test things out with running FishX Live for your weigh-in? If you do, definitely follow back up with me. Because I know you said you had a tournament back on May 3rd, but you weren't really ready at that time. Oh man, you know what I forgot, guys? I need to change the hooks out on here. So I can change those hooks out later though, because I don't have them with me. What's going on, DL Peg? He says, what's going on, money? All right, so yeah, so we're gonna go with this 8XD. I have a feeling that they're gonna be kind of offshore a little bit. So I'm gonna find some ledges, some rock ledges, and fish this crankbait right here. Let me see if I can show you guys again. So that is the 8XD, and that's how it looks next to the 6XD. And you guys know how big a 6XD is, but look, this 8XD makes that Makes that 6XD look kind of small, right? Does it? And I'll show you the one that I was throwing on Chickamauga too. Said, is that the Pro Series XD? No, so it's not the Pro Series 8XD. It's that one right there. All right, so this is the 10XD next to a 6XD. Can you guys see the difference in those two? This is the one I was throwing on Chickamauga. Now, remember, this is a 6XD, so these crankbaits are fairly nice size, but that 10XD is not, that's nothing to play with. That 10XD is not for play. And then there's a 10XD next to the 8. So it makes that 8 look kind of small too, right? What's going on, Max? Good to see you in the chat. Anthony said, let me get my notepad. Nobody really said, I need some of that money. All right, so we may slide in some Bass for Cash tomorrow. So make sure you guys tune in for that. Make sure you share the channel too, guys. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe because we are growing. We're moving up there in the numbers. Chef Boy said money's in the garage playing with those toys. That's right. So yeah, so we're gonna put this 8XD on here, fresh out of the box. Let's just check that line. Make sure that line is nice and good. All right, so we're gonna be throwing this 10XD. So we're gonna have some fun with it tomorrow. All right, so you guys, I already showed you the top water that I have tied on. So now I got my crankbait, this 8XD. So we're gonna roll with that for a minute. All right, and we're also gonna be using this Carolina rig. And my Carolina rig, I'm actually throwing this on at 7.6 extra heavy. Extra heavy. Yeah, guys, I throw my Carolina rig on an extra heavy. Is it overkill? All right, so there we go. I have a 3/4 ounce steel shot weight on there. And you see that little bead? Let's see if you guys can hear it. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but that bead and glass kind of clink together and give you a little bit of noise. All right, let's see. James said, did you replace the treble hooks on your XDs for a spinner blade? No, I just used some triple grip hooks. I'm not sure what size they are. I forgot to bring the box out here, so I didn't change those. So this lake has kind of like clear water in it. So this is 20-pound fluorocarbon is what I have on the main line. And then I have that going to, this is either this feels like 12-pound line is what I have on my leader. So that'll be good. That'll be good. But I may end up changing that out after we pre-fish. And actually, one of the good things about checking things out ahead of time is that right here where I have my swivel, that line is all beat up. So let's just go ahead and change that out. And so if you guys can see, I have a brush hog on there right now. I actually may use like a Magnum size brush hog, but my plan is to use like an old monster, a bigger worm on there for my Carolina rig. Anthony says, let's see, I hear, oh, it came off. I guess that's what'll happen if you don't replace those hooks, right? Man, it sounds like a bee or something came in here. All right, let's see. And that bee wants in on some of the action. All right, yeah, so that line right there needs to be retied. So we don't want to start out with some frayed line. And then again on this is just a swivel between my 20-pound main line and my 12-pound leader. I'm putting a 12-pound on there because I'm gonna be fishing this offshore on some rocks and things like that. So I need it to hold up. All right, and the other thing that I did is I got some bigger hooks because I'm gonna be throwing bigger baits. So this hook size right here, that looks like a size, maybe a size 2 hook. But what I bought was some size, what is that? Size 3s and size 5s. So what I'm gonna tie on now is a size 5. And nope, I didn't get any of those expensive hooks or anything like that. Once they put their mouthpiece on it, I'll get them to the boat. So I'm all right with getting some of these. These were only like $4.99 for a pack of 15. The other ones were $4.99 for a pack of 5. And I was like, hey, as long as it gets in that fish's lip, I'll get it to the boat. Bottom line on the door says, have you ever upgraded your bearings? I have not. At one point, I was into all that stuff, even though I started looking into it and everything. Oh, I opened up the wrong one. These are the 3s. These are the 5s. Yeah, I started looking into that kind of thing. I did have one of my reels super tuned or something like that before, but I never actually went through and bought the bearings and did all that kind of stuff. But I wouldn't be against it. I think it would be a good thing to have a, especially if it's your main rod and reel combo that you use a lot. Yeah, I would think that you would want to take the time to upgrade something like that. All right, there we go. So we're gonna put this. Take this smaller hook off of here and put a big 5/0 hook. So let me just show you guys the difference in size. So I'm going from this one right here to this hook right here. You see how the size difference in those? So I'm gonna be throwing like a 10, 12-inch worm on this right here, guys. Mascot says, you mean to tell me you don't use all the stuff the pros use? I do not. I will go and buy some stuff from Walmart in a minute. As long as they put their mouthpiece on it, it's all good. But it just depends. If it's something that you like, your money maker, then I wouldn't have anything against upgrading certain things. But what I found is that for the most part, these offset hooks, for me, once that fish goes ahead and bites down on it, it's a done deal. All right, let's see. Got this kind of tangled up. Let's see if I mess my knot up. What's going on, Ellis? Have Ellis sliding back into the chat. I want to give another big shout out to Joe Winkler. He is the sponsor of today's live stream. Slid on in and hit us with the $20 super chat. If everybody could, put Joe Winkler in the chat for me. Really, really appreciate that. Yeah, Clint. Mask Off always has a few little jokes here and there. All right, so we're gonna be throwing a Carolina rig, guys. And now I need to find my those old monster worms that I got. So this right here, like I said, is a 7/6 extra heavy casting rod. And if you take a look, I'm throwing that with a speed spool, guys. Burn Season says, those Hayabusa hooks are all you need. Mascot says, I'm not big on changing my hooks. I guess I haven't had my heart broken enough. Oh yeah, you'll get your heart broke on crankbaits and things like that. But for me, like when it's like a single hook bait, I used to throw like trocar and stuff like that when I was in, when you know, back when I was trying to be fancy. Shout out to Joe Winkler. All right, so let's see. Put this hook back up. All right, guys. So yeah, so I'll be on the road tomorrow, headed to Lake Clark's Hill. I will be on Clark's Hill fishing a tournament for Saturday and Sunday. So I'm planning on being live on both days, so you guys can follow along. Fish generally bite pretty good on that lake for me, for the style of fishing that I do. I'm just gonna kind of fish that same plan. Oh, actually, that was a 4-aught hook. Let me see, 1, 2, 3. Maybe that was a 4-aught hook. That couldn't have been a 4. No, that's a 3. Yeah, that was a 3-aught hook. Okay. All right, so we got that. So now let's go ahead and put these hooks up because we won't need those anymore for today. Shout out to Jody. Says good luck on the tournament. Really appreciate that. Save some fish for the other participants. Oh, I'm pretty sure they're gonna be catching some. Remember, I'm out there going after one fish. But Joe, he was like, man, go ahead and get 5 fish first. So tomorrow, that's what we're gonna do, guys. So the goal is 5 fish, but one of those needs to be that 7+ pounder. So I'm gonna approach it a little different than what I did on Chickamauga. Chickamauga, I was gonna straight hero or zero. I didn't hero and I didn't zero, but it was either a hero or nothing. And so I guess for me, I got kind of a nothing. Shout out to Clint Perry. Oh my God, guys, do you see it? If you see something, say something. Is Clementine in the chat? Who is that that always puts that in my chat? If you see something, say something. Shout out to Clint Perry. Hit me with the 10. Hit me right in the chin with that 10. He said, here's a little bit of gas money. Yeah, I'm gonna do a little bit of running tomorrow too. So I really appreciate that. Gas prices are no joke. All right, Joe Winkler says, besides a few drop shot gamma hooks, everything in my book is trocar hooks. Yeah, so I really used to like those trocar hooks, but then it's like after all those prices and stuff, I was like, oh my goodness. And then this is another secret I tell you guys about. If you go into Walmart, they have some packs of offset hooks. They were like 88 cents for a full pack of those, and it's like a lot of them. They have boxes of them. You can get those hooks and use those for practice. That's what I started doing. I bought those 88-cent hooks. They sell them in 1-aught, 2-aught, 3-aught, 4. I don't think they had them in 5. But I bought those hooks, started using those during practice, and I was landing fish with them. So guess what I did? I started using them during tournaments too. But yeah, just go in the fishing section and look for those offset hooks. They're probably a little more than 88 cents now. I think the price went up a little bit, but they're still way cheaper than paying $6.99, $7.99, $8.99 for 5 hooks. You get a bag of these things, and I mean the hookup ratio was great for me. Shout out to Clint Perry. Did everybody put Clint Perry in the chat? Clint Perry definitely gets an honorable mention. The general of the money team, sliding on in and hitting us in the chin with a 10. All right. Joe Winkler says, I've got over 40 crankbaits and everyone has trocar hooks also. Okay, yeah. So the treble hook baits, yeah, I do like changing those out. So I just have to make sure I remember by Saturday to change the hooks out on that 8XD bank crankbait that I just put on. All right, let's see. So we got that ready. Let me put my 10XD. Look at my 10XDs. Look at them. There's some big ones. This crankbait alone is bigger than the fish that Chicken Hawk catches. Chicken Hawk catches 10XDs when he's out on the lake. All right, so we'll go ahead and put those up, guys. probably won't be throwing jerk baits. All right, who is this wanting to talk to me while I'm doing my live stream? Hold on, nah, I have to, let me just send them a message, say, can you text me? Let's see. All right, let's see who else we have sliding in the chat. Oh, shout out to Nolan. Did I miss it? Let's see, what's Nolan talking about in the chat? Nolan said, it's my birthday. Go, Nolan, it's your birthday. We gonna fish just like it's your birthday. How about that? Joe Winkler says, you simply don't lose any crankbait fish using those hooks. Hey, that's exactly what I'm going for, not losing them on crankbait. Crankbaits are one of the #1 baits that make me nervous whenever I get a good fish on them and those fish start coming out of the water jumping. Oh man, the nerves. What's going on, Waves? We have Waves checking back in. All right, so what were we doing? Putting up the crankbaits. All right, so we're gonna put my 6XD up, and then my 6XD that I just bought. We'll slide that back in the box too. So this box right here, let me just show you guys. It pretty much has all of my 6XDs and my 10XDs are in that. Wait a minute, do you guys see something? If you see something, say something. Does somebody see something? Shout out to Max. Slid on in and hit you with that gifted membership, and it went out to, you are about, wait a second, you're about a life, at life? I'm getting it wrong, but let's just say you're about that life. Got that gifted membership. Shout out to Max. Slid on in and hit you guys with that gifted membership. Now, hopefully that will help somebody out tomorrow, because with the gifted membership, well, with a membership, remember, when we're doing Bass or Cash, you will get 2 guesses, guys. You'll get 2 guesses with those chats. And also, if you have a membership, before it expires, I would say take advantage and go and take a look at some of the members only videos that we have, because a lot of those baits that you guys see me using and catching fish with, there's some customizations that I do to those baits. And if you go to the members only section, you'll see some of those customized baits and exactly what I do with those baits to customize them. All right, there we go. Let's move all this stuff out of the way. Shout out to Max. Did everybody give Max a shout out? Max says, what time am I starting tomorrow? I do not know. Tomorrow is not tournament day, so if I wake up a little late, I'm guessing anywhere from, I believe, anywhere around 8 o'clock, 8 to 8:30 is what I'm shooting for. Shout out to CP. I know you guys see it. Does anybody else see it? Shout out to Clint Perry. Slid on in and hit you guys with a gifted membership. And it went to Nikki Lee. I think Nikki Lee may hop back in the chat. Blaster says, you have some informative members only videos. Oh yeah, I try to make sure I provide value for you guys, especially for the members and the members only content. So I have a lot of content out there, guys. So hopefully you'll find something that'll help you out. Max says, run it up. All right, we're gonna see if we can run it up this weekend. Ella says, which boat ramp are you guys using this weekend? Elijah is where we will be. Joe Winkler says, Clint Perry doubled up. That's right. He came on in with the gifted membership and then hit us in the chin with that 10. Shout out to Clint Perry. All right. Mascot says, since I will be fishing, you will have to call me when it's time to guess the weight. Uh-oh, it's not going to happen. So are you pre-fishing tomorrow, Mascot? No, you're not pre-fishing tomorrow. I got you. Yeah, Redneck Yeet Yeet says, I'm back. Good to see you back in the chat. Blaster says, CP, the generous general. Look at Blaster, guys. Doesn't that badge look nice next to Blaster? He has the new member badge. Max says, just have to put them in the boat. Put it in the boat. That's right. All right, so now let's see if I have. So this is my bag of miscellaneous goodies, guys. In this waterproof bag. So I need to look and see if I actually left those, because I had brought my old monster worms out. I don't really use them that often, so I may have actually put them back up. See, they are not in here, I don't think. I have swim baits. A lot of different swim baits. Yeah, I see those. Different types of swim baits in here. So no, I am not seeing my Magnum shaky head worms. I do not see the baits that I'm actually looking for. So I'm wanting to throw some big baits offshore. So in the chat, what do you guys think? Post-spawn, is that big bait season? Are those fish hungry after when they're post-spawn, when they're moving back offshore? What do you guys think? Burner season says Hawk balled. Well, he bailed on Battle of the Viewers. Uh-oh. Yeah, I don't know where Chicken Hawk is at right now. Mascot said that looks like a giveaway bag. Blaster says, MoneyBass, when you gonna do some giveaways of bait actually touched by the world renowned? When we gonna do some bait giveaways? So eventually, once I start working with more sponsors and things like that, guys, that's one of the game plans, is to start doing some giveaways, having some sponsors hop in on the Bass for Cash, more participation. All right, so the worms that I'm looking for are not in here. I may have actually taken those back and put them back in the man cage. We'll have to see. Let's see what's. All right, and that's my bag of Cincos right there for my Nico rigs and my wacky rigs. So we're gonna need those in a minute when I start putting these. When I start putting the rods back up. Let's see, am I missing anything? RTS says I like big baits, but sometimes the small ones shine. That is true. All right. Okay. Let's go ahead and set that to the side. You guys didn't see that, did you? Shout out to American Angling. Slid on in and became a member. Everybody welcome that new member, American Angling, to the channel. All right, good deal. Joe Winkler says, post-spawn, your best rig up a heavy flipping jig for the brush piles. Okay, so I'm gonna be flipping a Texas rig. I haven't pulled that out yet, but I have to get that tied on. Because I did, if you go back and watch one of my videos from Clark's Hill before, it was a big cruiser. It came sliding into this brush pile. I watched it right there on the live. Next thing I know, zzz, zzz, it pulled me down, and I was not able to get that thing out because I was fishing with my shaky head, and it pulled me down, and I did not win that battle. All right, let's see. Who do we have? American Angler said, y'all still throwing those A-rigs? Sometimes you got to slide them in there. Van says, how many gar did you catch? None. I didn't go fishing. Shout out to American Angler says, always willing to support streamers. At least somebody can fish while I work. Okay, so yeah, so definitely tune in this weekend. So I'll be on the lake live tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. And we'll be doing this thing we call Bass for Cash. So anybody that is new to the channel, Bass for Cash is where I catch the fish. I will hold those fish up. I'll put them on a measuring board, let you get a good idea of how big those fish are. If you can guess the weight of that fish, you will walk away with a nice cash prize, all right? Mascot says, did someone say Clark's was their home lake? Oh yeah, we have somebody in here that Clark's Hill is their home lake for sure. Shout out to American Angler once again. American Angling, new member to the channel. Really, really appreciate that. Whoa, you have 3 American Angling says, good stuff. I got 3 tournaments this weekend and not looking forward to a single one. What? Why is that? How can you have 3 tournaments and not looking forward to any of them? What does that mean? What does that even mean? All right, let's go ahead and clean up some of this stuff down here. Some of my baits fell out of my box while we were out there bouncing around. Let's get everything kind of organized back a little bit. All right, so I do not see my big worms out here, so I put those back up. All right, let's see what else you guys are talking about in the chat. Shout out to Outdoor Angling out there in Michigan. Oh, so you scheduled some tough lakes. Okay, I understand that. But that means it should be tough for everybody. Give you a chance to shine. Uh-oh. Joe Winkler said, what's up with nobody hitting the like button? Yeah, if you guys haven't if you have hit the like button already, type the word like in the chat. Let's check them out, Joe. Let's see who has already hit the like button. If you have not hit the like button, just double tap your screen. That's the way to get the likes up, guys. I want to throw a Cinco and count the thorough. So you don't want to do some slow fish. You want to do some power fishing. Shout out to DL Peck. Really appreciate that. What's going on, Carlos? Carlos Davis tuning in. All right, let's see, guys. Big crankbaits out of the way. That. So I gotta remember to get my hooks to change out on that 8XD, and I need to get my bigger worms for my old monster. And this right here is trash, but that's that 8XD crankbait that I bought, guys. So we'll go ahead and trash that. Let's see, what does Joe Winkler say? He says, I think the like button is broken. It ain't going up for me, showing only 1. So we have about 39 likes in here. We have people coming in and out, so the chat numbers are kind of going up and down, but we're not all out on the water today. This is just a little something different. Just wanted to let you guys hang out with me for about an hour or so while I get prepared for this tournament. Man, time is moving fast. It's already 8 o'clock. Shout out to C219 Troll. I'm going to be on Clark's Hill this weekend. I know that is a spot that you go out there and kill those crappie at, out there winning all those trophies. Shout out to C219 Troll. We have Ryan tuning in. Good to see you. All right, so what else do we need to do, guys? Let's see. Let's move. I don't think you guys can see this, but let's So I have my boat cover. Let me see if I can just move this camera to the side. So this is my boat cover right here. I'm just gonna slide this out of the way. So when I went and got gas a little earlier, it was raining, so. Oh man, I can't forget about this right here. So I'm definitely gonna need this bad boy to be out. And this one right here, because this is what I'm gonna use to flip my Texas rig, put my Texas rig to work. So it's been a lot of rain this week, so it could be some muddy water conditions out there. I will find out tomorrow when I get there, but muddy water, largemouth, setting up close to cover. A spinnerbait is something that I definitely want to have ready to go. Now, after the last tournament, there are some rods in here that I had broke off with and stuff like that, and I just put them in there, so I never went back and got the lines untangled. So that's pretty much what today is all about, just going through, getting everything set up and ready for the next tournament. Let's see. C219 Troll says he'll be out there also. Where am I staying? We will be over at Elijah. We're putting in at Elijah State Park. Shoot me a message on, and just send me an email with how I can get in contact with you, and I'll give you some inside info. Just reach out to me at moneybass404@gmail.com. RTS says you need more rods. Let me see if I can show you guys what he's talking about. Let's see. What is down there? Something came loose. Oh, that's actually my Texas rig. There we go. So this is my Texas rig. It is already set up, and it looks like it has a nice 4-aught weight on there. Do I need to retie that? Man, that's 20-pound line, so that one's ready to go. So yeah, we're gonna tie. I'll probably use like a Zoom Z-crawl. A Zoom Z-crawl is probably what I'll put on here. And that's what I'll be pitching into some of the brush piles and stuff like that I find. So I'm gonna take this one out. But yeah, C219 Troll, just reach out to me at moneybass404@gmail.com. All right, let's see if I can just show you guys some of the. So those are some of my rods right here. Then we have these down here. Then I'm setting up, and then right up there are the ones that I've already put together that I'm gonna be using. All right. All right, there we go. We have Dr. What is that? Madik? That's a pretty nice name. I think, does anybody see something kind of odd about that name? Say it real slow. Say it real slow. That's good, Dr. Madik. Ashton says, say it. Blaster says, I gotta find a bunch of treble hooks, all sizes, and ring clips. What do you know about Indonesian mathematics? Oh my goodness, hold on guys. If you see something, say something. If you see something, say something. Does anybody see something? Shout out to Joe Winkler, guys, the sponsor of today's live stream. Slid on in and hit us again with that nice $20 super chat. He says, gotta go for now. Lots of love for everyone on the channel. Really, really appreciate the strong support of the channel, Joe Winkler. Everybody, Joe Winkler is heading on out. Uh-oh, hold on, wrong hand, guys. That is a violation. Don't tell anybody I did that. All right, so if everybody could put Joe Winkler in the chat. He's heading on out, but hopefully he'll be back tomorrow. See us catch a few fish and have some fun on Clarks Hill Lake, guys. It's about a 2.5-hour ride for me. So I'll be up early in the morning, easing on out. Shout out to Clint Perry. Honorable mention goes out to Clint Perry, the co-sponsor of today's live stream. Says, gotta go, gotta go. He says, gotta go. Good evening to everyone. Oh yeah, it is getting kind of late, guys. And I'm doing more talking than I am prepping for my tournament. And I probably need to be in bed within the next 2 hours, or if not sooner. Big shout out to Joe Winkler, guys. Make sure you put JW, put Joe Winkler in the chat. And if you could, as always, put CP in the chat. Shout out to the general of the money team. RTS says, good night, fellas. Oh yeah, we've been rolling for just a little under an hour, guys. I guess what I'm gonna do, so I've pretty much shown you guys told you guys my game plan. Hopefully everybody tuned in and you know that I will be live tomorrow and Friday. I mean tomorrow, which is Friday, Saturday and Sunday, fishing on Lake Clarks Hill. All right. Joe Winkler says, Triple Clint, the man. Oh yeah, shout out to Clint Perry and Joe Winkler, guys. Really, really appreciate you guys. All right, so yeah, I guess we're gonna go ahead and close it out, guys, because I'm moving a little slower than what I need to. I should have been finished because we've been out here for about an hour, and I think I would have 3 rods. 3 rods set up is all I pretty much done. All right, but I did show you guys the baits and everything, and told you guys my game plan for this tournament. All right. All right, any last words? Does anybody have any last words they'd like to say? Appreciate that, ICTT. These names are kind of suspect, especially Dr. Medique. These names are kind of suspect. All right, let's see, who else do we have? All right, appreciate that, DL Peck. Yeah, so we'll be out there going after some bigger fish tomorrow. But you know, I think the size limit on that lake is 12 inches on spotted bass, I believe. I think it's a 12-inch lake, but they do have some big ones in there because I won a tournament some years back. I was fishing as a co-angler. The boater caught an 8.58 or something like that. So we had an 8-pounder, and then we had a bunch of nice fish. I mean, I was catching like 3s, 4s, 5s, and stuff like that on practice day, and then tournament day, same thing. We were out there catching them good on Clarks Hill. And that reminds me. So yeah, there is something else I need to tie on too. All right, shout out to Chaos Goat. What's going on? Chaos Goat, have you been doing some lives? I think I may have seen you on a live when I was kind of flipping through a few things. Were you live the other day? He said the bendation is really real. Oh yeah, it is. Hopefully we're gonna see a lot of that this weekend. But we just need maximum bendation one time on that 7+ pounder. That is the goal, guys. That is the goal. All right, so yeah, Chaos Goat. So that was you. Next time I see you, I'll give you a quick shout out. I should have said something in the chat. I saw the name and I was like, is that Chaos Goat? I don't think that's the real. I think that's an imposter, but I guess it really was you. All right, so good deal. Blaster says, hit him in the lip and get him with the flip. Chaos Goat said, first live to hit 100 likes, so I had to go swimming. What? I saw, so I think I may have been tuning in when someone put something like that in the chat. Oh my goodness. That's right, Clint. I need that 7+ pounder. I'm back at it again. Chaos Goat says, if you see something, say something. Oh yeah, I definitely would have had to say something if I saw that. All right, guys. So yeah, just tune in tomorrow. Let me go ahead and focus on getting this stuff set up, because when I get in the chat, it's fun hanging out in the chat, guys. But if I don't get enough sleep, I will be late. I would not get up early. All right, guys. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Want to give a big shout out to Clint Perry. He gets that honorable mention for supporting the channel like he always does. Shout out to Clint Perry, the general of the money team. Want to give a big shout out to Joe Winkler. He is the sponsor of this here live stream. I just slid on here for a quick minute just to kind of share the game plan with you guys, let you know what was going on for this weekend. So yeah, hope to see you guys tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. Make sure you go to fishxlive.com, download the app, click the tournaments tab, and you will see the Clarks Hill link for the tournament. Once you click on that, click on what is it? Official weigh-in, and you can watch the official weigh-in that will take place after my live on Saturday and Sunday. Okay. All right. So hope you guys followed all of that. Really appreciate you for tuning in. Gonna go ahead and head on out. Well, head on in, back in, and get this stuff done. All right, guys. I'll see you on the next live stream.